Good morning, everyone. This is your girl Coteria, and welcome back to my channel, My Opinion Vlog. I want to first start off by saying the biggest condolences to the Bryant family. It was very sad when I came across this news on my YouTube timeline. I was watching videos and I seen someone post that came up and was like, "R.I.P. Joe Bryant." I was like, no, this can't be true. This can't be true. Kobe Bryant, father did not just pass, but I did some research and I confirmed that he did pass on yesterday, which is July the 16th. And this broke my heart. It broke my heart because, he is the father of the late Kobe Bryant, the only son that he ever birthed and had. And he definitely took a lot of pride in, he raised Kobe to follow in his footsteps, to be an MVP like him, to be, a world-renowned basketball player. Very popular. They called Kobe Bryant the nickname Mamba, if I'm not mistaken. And then his father, Joe Bryant, was called Jelly Beans during his time when he was an NBA player. And just to see this happen, it broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? I was very teary-eyed all yesterday when the news broke. And when I was putting together my memorial little video clips and stuff, which I posted to YouTube and TikTok, and it's really blowing up over there on TikTok. It's going viral. I'm really good with doing memorial tributes. But yeah, it just really saddened my spirit. It dampened my spirit. It weighed heavy on my heart because through the pictures, when I was kind of editing them and putting them together, you can see the love. You can see how he loved Kobe Bryant, Joe Bryant. He loved his son. He poured a lot of love in his son. He was very prideful and proud of his son's achievement, such as being, one of the biggest MVP players in the NBA history. You understand what I'm saying? He was very proud of his son. And mind you, he worked so hard and pushed his son to be the MVP that he currently is today. And Kobe Bryant, even though he passed almost been 4 or 5 years now, people still talk about him. He's still being talked about. They got a statue that they build. I believe, is it either somewhere in LA? I'm not sure if it's outside of the Staples Center Arena. But, he has a lot of memorials. People are still talking about Kobe like if he's still living. His legacy still lives on. You understand? But we definitely got to give credit and thanks to Joe Bryant. Because if it wasn't Joe Bryant, his wife, creating Kobe, and if it wasn't for Joe Bryant, the father, pushing his son, training him, working with him, putting him in the basketball sports, training him, Kobe Bryant wouldn't be great. So we have to give it to his father. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of time they discredit his father because the issue that he had with Kobe Bryant some years ago where he sold off his memorabilia, his prized possession, his rings, because I believe the father and the mother had some type of debt, financial hiccup. Early on in the 2000s, I heard it made Kobe very angry and upset. And he kind of cut the family, his father and mother off, even though they have made up, but the relationship have never been the same. You understand? And so, like I said, it really bothers me and I feel like Joe Bryant passing at age 69 is still kind of like, I won't say young, but middle age. I feel like, that's too soon to pass. But again, this man, I'm hearing he had health issues. I heard he had a stroke based on an article I read. I'm not sure if it's true. I might have to do a follow-up on that. They say he kind of suffered a stroke this weekend. I do know he had tremendous health issues and probably had a broken heart, a hole in his heart. Ever since his son, his only son that he was so proud of, passed a couple of years ago, Joe Bryant has not been the same. You can even see when you seen him at the funeral, which I heard the parents had left early at the funeral that they had televised. You can tell his parents, they was distraught since they lost their son untimely. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm talking about this and bringing this up because I seen a post from the late Kobe Bryant, his wife, Vanessa Bryant. She posted this to her IG, and I'm going to read this. It said, "Sending our condolences upon hearing the news of my father-in-law passing. We hope things would have been different. Although the times we spent together were few, he was always sweet and nice to be around. Kobe loved him very much. Our prayers go out to family." When I read this and I seen this come up in my timeline on YouTube from another YouTuber who content I view on and off, this right here, it angered me. I think this was piss poor, distasteful type of condolences. She could have kept this to herself. Now we know the history and the backstory regarding Vanessa Bryant and Kobe Bryant parents, Joe Bryant and the mother. I've heard that they did not like her at all. They never cared for her as her being their daughter-in-law. I've heard that this is not the person who they wanted their son to marry, Vanessa Bryant. They kind of wanted him to marry another black woman who he grew up with, who they knew, a friend of a friend. They did not want him to marry Vanessa Bryant. They didn't see it for her. They thought she was a gold digger. They kind of said something's not right about this young lady. But of course, it was their son, Kobe Bryant's choice to, who he wanted to date and who he wanted to marry. So, their relationship between Vanessa Bryant and Kobe Bryant parents was always sticky and rocky. And they kind of kept their distance from her. And Vanessa Bryant kept her distance from them. You understand? And this is why they have no relationship with their grandchildren, because of the dislike that they have for Vanessa Bryant, and also equally the dislike she has for Kobe Bryant parents as well. But I never kind of cared for Vanessa Bryant either. She gave me this conniving, condescending vibes. Something is not right about her. She kind of gives me snakish vibes, not to be trusted. I also believe that she is one of the demise in the relationship Kobe Bryant had with his father and his mother. I believe she intervened. I believe she definitely put bad seeds in her husband's ears and was telling the husband, you need to stop always financially saving them. You need to cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a bad influence when it comes down to our marriage and our relationship with our kids. And I believe Kobe Bryant kind of went along with what his wife kind of implied and what she said. And this is why you see there was a great distance with Kobe Bryant and his parents. He chose his wife kind of over the relationship with his parents. I mean, he always spoke, don't get me wrong, he kind of hung out with his dad. He spoke and kept in contact with them, but it was at a distance. It wasn't like how, they always was around each other. It wasn't a close-knit family anymore once he got involved with her, and also after he tied the knots and started having kids. That close relationship he once had with his father and mother, that kind of got distance once she got involved. You understand what I'm saying? And then, like I said, the issue with, them having to sell Kobe Bryant prized precious possession that he gifted to his father and mother with his early on achievements that end up being on the auction block because they ran into some financial issues. And I was also hearing that Joe Bryant, which is Kobe Bryant's father, he kind of had like a money spending problem, the mother and the father. Like Kobe was financing their lifestyle and was taking care of his parents, but I believe he cut them off when he felt like the parents kind of abused the money that was given to them. You understand what I'm saying? So he cut them off. They kind of had a falling out for many, many years. But then I heard before he died, they was kind of trying to mend and patch things up. But like I said, Kobe Bryant and the relationship he had with his mother and father was never the same once Vanessa Bryant got involved. And that kind of saddens me. It saddened me because, I understand that, your mother and father was living a high life off of your money and stuff. And mind you, your father had his own money. He had his own career, you know what I'm saying? Which was kind of short-lived after a while. And the money ain't the same like how it is in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Remember, he was an MVP in the 70s and the 80s. Money back then was different. So I'm pretty sure he kind of spent majority of his money or retirement investments, trying to live whatever lifestyle. And he had to kind of lean on his son, Kobe Bryant, which Kobe Bryant got, exhausted and tired of constantly having to take care of his parents. But remember, these are your parents. See, I'm a black woman and I come from a black home, and I'm like this. How I was raised, as long as your parents do good by you, take care of you, you know what I'm saying? Raise you the right way, raise you to be the young man that you are now, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you get your education, pour in love into you, take you out on activities. Joe Bryant did all that with all three of his kids. He also has two daughters as well, and Kobe Bryant was the only son. Okay, you see that, remember Kobe Bryant, I believe that they also was raised in Germany, I'm not sure. They kind of like traveled all over the world, when it came down to Joe Bryant and his basketball career, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see that Kobe Bryant was raised very well by his parents. So I'm like this, if my parents is responsible for my successful NBA career and me being in the league, of course I'm going to take care of my parents. I'm going to give them anything that they want, everything that they need. Ain't nobody going to intervene and stop me from taking care of my parents. But he allowed this wife to kind of intervene and stop him from taking care of his parents. Because you see these stories with a lot of other MVPs and NBA players. They take care of their parents. Whatever their parents you want, they get. So, I don't see what is the issue. I understand that, I understand kids are not responsible for taking care of their parents. For those who get it, get it. You know what I'm saying? If my parents raised me the right way and I come across money, I'm going to take care of my parents. I can speak for me. That's me. Ain't no man is going to make change my mind, ain't going to, change my stance. If my parents raised me to be the person I am, like I said, whatever they want, they're going to get as long as I have it. But he allowed this woman, his wife, to, come between him and his parents. And that's what kind of broke in my heart. And that's what kind of saddened me. Because it didn't have to kind of end this way. It didn't have to go down this way. He could have, like I said, put his parents on a monthly allowance. I would not let, like I said, my wife change the dynamic of me and my parents' relationship. No way. No way in HELL. That's just my morals and that's my standards and how I was raised. But he did. And so, like I said, with Kobe Bryant, this is a very sad situation. And then, like I said, look at Vanessa Bryant. Look at what she did recently to her mother. Her mother was on Telemundo, which is a Spanish network, and she was dragging her and out on her own daughter about her daughter taking her cars in the house that, like I said, her son-in-law, Kobe Bryant, gifted her. How nasty her daughter did her and threw her out the house and say it was too big, she didn't need it. So imagine if Vanessa Bryant did this to her own Spanish mother. Imagine what she did to Kobe Bryant parents and how she caused her husband to cut them off. Like Vanessa Bryant, like I said, she's going to have karma when I tell you waiting for her. It's going to come in due time. She's a very, very nasty piece of work. She is. I never care for her and I never like her. And I don't feel sorry for Vanessa Bryant. Only sorry she get for me is with her losing her 16-year-old child. Innocent child, that didn't deserve her demise. That's the only sympathy that she get from me. But other than that, I don't care for this woman. Because if she could do this to her own mother who birthed her, imagine what she did to Kobe Bryant parents. And that's why they have a great dislike for her. Ain't no way, I don't care what dislike I have for my husband's parents. I'm going to make sure they're going to be involved in his funeral. And let's talk about the funeral. Because I'm hearing from sources is that she didn't reach out to the parents. She didn't want the parents to have any involvement when it came down to the obituary that she was creating for her husband. I heard that it was solely Vanessa Bryant and her mother who put the whole funeral arrangement together and probably certain friends and family. She excluded Joe Bryant and Kobe Bryant parents from any involvement when it came down to her husband's funeral, which is so nasty and very vindictive. And she intentionally did this. She intentionally kept them out the loop when it came down to the funeral. This is why the parents, I don't know if y'all can look this up. The parents did not stay long for the funeral. I heard they popped in and they quickly left because they didn't want no involvement because, like I said, she didn't want them involved. And I get it was the greatest and the most nastiest disrespect that she could ever show to her husband's parents. And she did that. She did not involve them at all when it came down to the arrangement to her husband's funeral. And she intentionally did that. She intentionally kept the Bryant family out of the loop. And this is why you can even look at their face. I'm pretty sure they hate Vanessa Bryant, Kobe parents, and they have every right to. How I was raised, and maybe because I got morals and standards and stuff, I couldn't do that. The woman in me, the person in me could not have me to do that to my husband's parents. I don't care what type of dislike I got for them, what type of animosity. I'm going to come together with them and work with them. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, that's my husband's parents. If it wasn't them, it wouldn't be no him. If it wasn't for his father, you know what I'm saying, training him, teaching him, the skills of basketball, my husband wouldn't be who he is today. So I'm going to honor my husband and give respect to his parents. That's what I would have done. But this woman is trash. She's trash. And if only Sierra and Kelly Rowland knew the real Vanessa Bryant, because I heard they were supposed to be friends with her and they deal with her and they, coy and they're, buddy with her. They have no idea. This woman is nasty, even in her statement. In her statement. It was very shallow, simple-minded, just nasty. The very few times, why would you even say that? When you know people are grieving this man. She was so disrespectful to his parents, even after his death. She could have gave them the parents at least $20 million. This woman, Kobe Bryant, is almost worth, at his time of death, I believe his net worth is probably like at $600-700 million. We talking about 700 million, not 700,000, 700 million. She could have gave the parents 20 million, even $10 million. She didn't do none of that. She kept all the money to herself, just greedy, greedy, greedy. But like I said, karma is going to smack her in the face. Okay? Sooner than later. It is. And I hope she get with another man in her ethnicity. Okay, another Spanish man like her. And I hope he take all her money and blindside her and take her for everything. Just like she did Kobe Bryant and his parents. Take her for everything. She's a nasty. And I say what I said. We can agree to disagree. I know it's harsh and it's cold. And I'm only keeping it on Vanessa Bryant. I do not like this woman. I would never care for her. Because what she did to Kobe Bryant's parents is very nasty and devious. And even when she did to her own mother, which I don't care. Because like I said, the mother sat along with her daughter at the time when she was doing this to Kobe Bryant's parents, excluding them. She was right along with her daughter. Like I said, she was riding a joyride. Because like I said, she was getting paid and her daughter was giving her all the money and stuff. And she was kissing her daughter butt and stuff until she stopped kissing her daughter butt. And her daughter showed her. Snatched the cars in the house and left her mother homeless. And now her mother's seeing what Kobe Bryant parents, been feeling and seeing. Now she's experiencing. But the only difference, she took her to court and she won. So sad. So sad. And like I said, Kobe Bryant, RIP. But, he's with his father. And I hope, they make amends in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Kobe Bryant got a lot of making up to do, with his father in the afterlife. Because, I think if he could have changed things, if he was still alive, he probably would have. He probably would have. And this is my opinion. But this is very sad. It hurts my heart. How this man died with a broken heart and the way he was treated. You know what I'm saying? Because of his son's wife. I feel like, their relationship could have still been close if, he didn't marry her and got with this woman. But that's just my opinion. But I'll catch y'all later. And that's all I got to say. Condolences to the Bryant family. This is very, this is tragedy. And I hope, the last living daughters kind of like, console their mother. And I hope the mother moves in with the daughters, which I'm pretty sure she will. Because she's going to be by herself. And remember, Joe Bryant was taking care of his wife. He always took care of his wife. That's one thing I respect about Joe Bryant. And mind you, he still remained married to his wife. After all these years, no cheating, no nothing. He still took care of his wife. And I respect Joe Bryant for that very reason. So I hope she moves in with her daughter, you know what I'm saying, and just try to, make the best of the situation. Very sad, man. Just very sad all the way around for the Bryant family. Two, you know what I'm saying, big league famous NBA players, gone too soon. Father and son. But, I hope, they rest well. And I hope they embrace each other in the afterlife. And that's all I got to say.